Hey everyone, it's Sammy, aka Tatsflat, and I've seen a lot of videos lately of people showing off their game collections, so I figured I'd throw mine in here for the mix. It's pretty large considering that it's a combination of mine and my boyfriend's that we've been collecting for God knows how many years now. And since it's probably going to take up quite a few videos, I thought I'd start out with the largest part of our collection, which is going to be our PlayStation 2 games. So let's get started. I guess I'll show you each game and then try to tell you a little bit about it or something. So let's get going. First we've got a series of games. We've got Ratchet and Clank, Up Your Arsenal, Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, and Ratchet Deadlocked. I don't believe that this Ratchet Deadlock lives up to the hype of the other three, that you can play it in co-op, so that is a good, good aspect of it. But these three are like super awesome. I believe that they've redefined the platform genre with these games, and the fact that Clank, that little robot right there, is just so freaking adorable does not hurt it either. I have actually a stuffed handmade Clank that a really great lady over at crafter.org made for me, and I'll probably be showing him in some later videos because he's just that freaking cute. But anyways, yeah, if you have not played these games and you're a platformer fan, you should definitely check them out. Next, we've got my favorite game for the PlayStation 2, and it's called Haunting Ground. This is a Capcom game that is looked over quite a bit. It's a survival horror game, and you play as Fiona, which is that girl right here. And you have her dog companion Huey, which is a white German Shepherd, and it's the reason now why I really, really want a white German Shepherd. And you're trapped. You've been in a car wreck with your parents. You've been killed, and you're trapped inside this. I guess it's a mansion. While you've got these horrible, horrible people chasing you and doing these really bad things to you, and the game is just scary as shit. I cried one time. I got so freaking scared. But yeah, it's a really awesome game. And if you have not heard of it or you haven't played it yet, I definitely recommend picking it up. It will probably be in like my top 5 games forever. That's just how great I thought it was. Next we have a game that's similar but just does not live up to the greatness that is Haunting Ground, and that's Clock Tower 3. And once again, you play as a girl, and you're being chased. And much like in Haunting Ground, you have the whole panic meter thing. And like I said, it just does not live up to the greatness of Haunting Ground. But it is a decent survival horror game. If you're a fan of survival horror, I recommend checking it out. You can probably find this game now for pretty cheap. I found it used at GameStop a while back for like $15 or so. So, yeah. Next, we've got Half-Life. I am not a fan of Half-Life games whatsoever. They just seem to make me grumpy. My boyfriend does enjoy them, though, and this is his game. I do not believe that this game lives up to the test of time. The graphics are just completely and utterly hideous. But if you're a fan of Half-Life and Half-Life 2 and you have not played this one, I guess definitely pick it up. I don't know. Now we've got Evil Dead Regeneration. I am a humongous fan of the Evil Dead movies. This game is very, very, very mediocre. I guess the one good thing I can say about it is that the voice acting is actually done by Bruce Campbell and Ted Raimi. So, the one good thing is that the voice acting is really good, but the graphics are, like, really bad in this game. The gameplay gets really, really repetitive. It's really short. I got it for really cheap at Circuit City because I had a coupon from PlayStation Underground. Otherwise, I would not have picked this game up. But yeah, if you can find it for really cheap and you're an Evil Dead fan, I guess go ahead and get it. Now we have a classic. I'm sure if you own a PlayStation 2, you have at least played this game once, and that's Devil May Cry. I mean, what can you say? It's Devil May Cry. Indigo Prophecy. This game actually reminds me a lot of the holiday season. I don't know if that's because it takes place in the winter and there's a lot of snow, or if we picked this game up during the holidays and we played it then, or what. It's made by the same people that are coming out with Heavy Rain for the PlayStation 3. It's a really story-based game, kind of an action-adventure meets rhythm game, I guess you say, in the gameplay. It really reminds me of those pick-your-own-adventure or pick-your-own-story books that were really popular in the 90s. If you are not a fan of stories in video games, you will not enjoy this game. Otherwise, I definitely recommend giving it a try. Oh, and you can also download this on Xbox Live. It's an Xbox original if you don't want to go out and search for the PlayStation 2 copy. Next, we've got NBA Street. I've actually never played this game. It's the boyfriend's. He's normally not a sports game fan, but he does like this one. He says it's because of the arcadey, non-realistic feel to it. So if you're not a sports game fan and you're wanting something just to add to your collection, I guess, or whatever, this would probably be the game to pick up. Another game that I have not played and don't really know anything about is ATV Offroad Fury. Again, this is the boyfriend's. I'm not a big vehicle game-based person, so I've never played it and have never really been interested in it. If you have played it or you owned it and you want to tell me something about it or you think I should really play it, feel free to leave me a comment. Otherwise, I think this one will just be sitting on the shelf and collecting dust. Next, we've got Onimusha Warlords. Got this game from EBI for like $2.99. Have not played it. But yeah. So once again, if you have it or if you played it and you want to leave me a comment about it, feel free to do so. Next, we have The Warriors, which is a game I actually have played and really, really enjoyed. Have seen the movie as well. Actually enjoyed the game more than the movie. I did like the art style of the movie, but the game just seemed to tie everything together as far as the story and the characters. And I mean, the gameplay is just really awesome. Kind of a classic beat 'em up, I guess you'd say. And the 2D unlockable game that it also includes, that's really fun to play co-op. I guess I should also mention that you can play through the regular story on co-op, which is always a plus. Another co-op game that's really fun on co-op is Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. This is not your normal Mortal Kombat game. It's not a fighter. It's more of an adventure beat 'em up, similar to Warriors. The voice acting in this game is completely terrible. Like, it is laughable. It is so bad. Other than that, it's a pretty fun game, especially if you have somebody to play through with you. So definitely check this out. Next, we've got Primal. I actually originally rented this game when I was on my quest for the worst PS2 game ever, and I was very surprised. This was actually a pretty decent game. You play as this girl, I cannot remember her name, and you go through these series of worlds. One really reminded me of the Oblivion level in Elder Scrolls Oblivion. I actually think it's even called Oblivion in this game. And you have your little gargoyle friend, whose name I also can't remember. And if memory serves me correctly, he has a really funny accent. You can probably find this game really cheap now. I think I got it for like $5.99 or something. And so yeah, definitely pick that one up. Now we have Stuntman, probably one of the hardest games ever made. At least in my opinion. It's a driving game. You play as a stuntman. You go through a series of movies. This one actually belongs to the boyfriend again. I don't think he's ever beaten it either. Yeah, Stuntman. We have Silent Hill 2, a classic in video game survival horror. I mean, what is there that you can say about Silent Hill, the Silent Hill series as a whole, that has not already been said? If you like survival horror, you probably know all about this game already. So, what else am I going to say?